Hey guys, how's it going, you guys? You guys hear me okay? Thanks for being here. Yeah, what's happening, everybody? How's it going? All right. Sweet, 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 sweet. So let's see who we all got here. Let's do some shout outs real quick. Thanks for being here, you guys. Let's scroll up to the very top and see who showed up here first. Oh, Night Flash. Nice. What's happening? Jax, what's happening? Jax Gaming, Extreme, Gray Hat, Ryotech. What's going on, man? Nice to see you guys. Seven Valor 7. General. What's happening, General Stoyemi? What's happening, buddy? Little Miss Goth. Yes. D9, of course, is in the house. We'll be hearing from him a little bit later, and so will an Extreme as well. What's happening, Connor? Yes, Connor. What's happening, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. What's happening, Victoria? Yes. What's happening, sis? What's happening? All right. Zeno Shay, nice. Nice to see you. All right. Nice. Awesome. Exterminator. What's happening? Matthias, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. I know some of the Latin community guys coming in. That's great. Sam Jack, what's happening, Sam Jack? Jack. Hey, Silvio, how you doing? Nice to see you. It's been a little while. Yeah. See Vincent 95, how are you? Bonkers, nice to see you, Bonkers. Thanks for being here. DKP, what's going on? Nice. Daffy Duck, you're having a hard time playing it? Just try to refresh it. Maybe it'll work for you. Let's see. Who we got here? Oh, you guys are awesome. It's nice to see you guys. Thanks for being here. We're going to jump right into it, you guys. We got a nice full hour and a half or so. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn. But really, what I want to talk about is, the game. we got some updates about the game, Infinite Control, Dark World. I know you guys have been patiently waiting for some updates. And hey, what's going on? What's going on? What are you doing? What are you up to? I wanted to wait until now, till this very special day, to start launching these streams for you. There's a lot of things that have been going on. I've been really, really busy behind the scenes, working with some amazing people too, just helping them, get the vision for it, and there's a lot of talented people that are helping me with a lot of different pieces, and you'll see some of the pieces today. But we'll show you some new screens. We'll talk about some elements of the game, okay? But we're also going to compare it to other RTS games. The spotlight for today and what we're going to be talking about is StarCraft later on with Extreme, and just talking about a few different elements in RTS. So for those of you who don't play RTS, you can definitely stick around. That'll be like kind of second half of the stream, and you can nerd out with this a little bit on that. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the stream. We're going to be doing these every Saturday. The weekend Warzone will be every Saturday. However, every other Saturday, we'll do some gameplay too. We'll be, as far as Art of War 3, we'll be talking more about the game, but we'll do the traditional stuff that you guys enjoy. Some of you Art of War 3 commanders enjoy. We'll be doing that in between weekends. And then every couple of weeks, we'll be doing these kind of streams where we'll give you more updates. We'll talk about short stories and things like that. We'll talk about in a little bit. Backgrounds on the commanders. Get some more audio clips and audio bites that way. More screens. We'll talk about more screens. We'll show you some more of the game part of it that way. And today I will talk to you about, update you on the game, what's happening and where we're at. So yeah, so please smash that like button, and please don't forget to subscribe. We appreciate you being here. We got a lot going on. Let's jump right into it. Dark World. The Dark World of Orpheus. Yes. A very talented, awesome artist and illustrator who I get the pleasure of working with. Her name is Aaliyah, and she is amazing. She's one of the designers on my team, but she's really great at illustrations and stuff, and I love working with her. She's come on board to give us these amazing illustrations and help us, just bring us into the lore and the story, and it's awesome. So you guys, we get to enjoy the imagery a little bit today as well while we're looking at screens and everything. And I do have a little bit of a surprise for you as well, as far as a little audio bite, just a little one. You can hear from the MVP of the Commanders. Yes, Maximus. You'll learn more about him here in just a second, actually. But yeah, please tune in. I'm giving people a chance to kind of get here, so that's why I'm talking a little bit more than I would. But hope you guys are doing good. How's everybody been? You guys enjoyed your summer or winter, depending on where you're at in the world. But yeah, how's it going, you guys? It's so nice to see you, and it's so nice to be streaming again with you. It's been hard to be quiet about all these cool things that we're doing. So yeah. What do you guys think of the illustration so far? Do you guys like this style? It's pretty cool. It's to go along with the stories and the Commanders and stuff. So, but yeah. If I don't see your comments, all of your comments, I apologize. What's happening, Michael? Hey, Michael, Division E. Hey, Tracy, what's going on, Tracy? Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate you being here. Nice to see you. How's it going? If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look and see. Heath Ledger, what's happening, buddy? Nice to see you, Heath. Yeah, what's going on? You guys doing good? All right. Very cool. Sweet. And we've got 3 new songs from D9 that I'm excited about playing and showing you. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk to D9 here after we get done with some of this. He'll be popping up and talking to us about the music. We're going to talk about his tour that's happening very, very soon. So very exciting. Awesome. All right. Nice. Nice to see you guys. All right. Well, let's hop into it, you guys. All right. Here we go. So you guys are well aware that this takes place in space, okay? So in this illustration right here, and the story itself, obviously, you start off, you're on Earth, you're from Earth, right? These are human beings traveling from Earth. And the ones that are going are kind of on a suicide mission. Basically, yes, they're on a suicide mission because there's no way to get home without that dark energy and dark matter. And they've been sent to go get that. And so there's a lot of factions, human factions, that will be battling over this very valuable resource, these resources, basically. And there is something in the way, though, and it's the Drakes. The Drakes are kind of in the way because they're the ones that have the tech. They're the ones that are actually gathering all those resources from this planet. And they're the ones that know how to leverage it. So human beings are trying to steal from them and, their resources and the tech, if you will, trying to get that so they can get back to Earth, okay, and bring those resources and the dark energy and dark matter with them, so they can have an upper hand over the other factions on Earth. So it's a very cool, really cool story. And inside of that big picture are all these stories and these different commanders and these different things that are happening with them. And you're going to learn about them over the next few months and just why they chose to do it, what's their backstory, that kind of stuff. So for those of you who really like lore, like the story, and enjoy, reading about the characters and things like that, and you're going to really enjoy that a lot. So, yeah. Anyway, let's jump into it. All right. So Maximus, yes, he goes by MVP. And he's a rock star. He really is a rock star. This is the first guy to kind of hit the ground, all right, on the planet. The first wave that went to Orpheus actually got wiped out, okay? It got wiped out. They didn't even get a chance to get on the ground, okay? So Maximus here, he's a badass, all right? But he's the first one from his fleet to put boots on the ground, and basically from any of the other fleets, no one's touched the ground yet. So he's literally hit the ground, and he sees the outpost. He sees out in the distance, he sees the dark facility that actually collects the dark energy, dark matter, and he's communicating back to his fleet. All right. Now you can see what's in his hands. We'll talk about that in a moment. That's his war device, his comm device. And we'll talk about what he's looking at in just a little bit here. But he is actually an infiltration commander. What does that mean? Well, the tech that he has helps him be stealth. It cloaks him, gives him that advantage so that the alien race, the Dregs, and even other humans and other enemies and stuff, they can't really detect him right away or see him, right? He's able to cloak himself and stay stealth, which gives him an advantage. And that's one of the reasons why he's able to hit the ground first, is because those Dregs can't really detect him right away. So we're going to give you a little sound bite, okay? A little sound bite from Mr. Maximus, Mr. MVP, as he's hitting the ground and communicating with his fleet. Let's listen.
MVP to Vulture Fleet. Dark strike is complete. I have visual on the structure. Distance? Smart suit is reading about 14 kilometers. When we get back home, I owe everyone at the lab a round. Walking in like the Invisible Man beats multi-scale any day. Looks like our orbital recon was right. Those Draix things are doing the work for us. Vulture, what's our ETA on an extraction team? There's mountains of dark matter down here. Is that one of ours? MVP to Vulture. Who issued a scramble? MVP to... Danger close. I repeat. Vulture, cease fire. I am danger close. I said stop shooting. Wait, they're here too? MVP to Vulture. The enemy is lighting this place up like a Christmas tree. Vulture, what's our ETA on that dropship, damn it? Evac? No. I'm ordering a full extraction crew ASAP. We're not letting this trash get a leg up on us this early in the game. I've marked a clearing in the valley. Should be a clear shot to the outpost from there. Kill comms. We're going in fast and quiet. They can fight the bees while we take the honey.
All right, you guys. So there was that was a little clip, and a little later, I'll be putting out a video so you can hear that entire thing. There's a little bit at the beginning there too that you may not have heard, and then also there'll be some couple of the YouTubers and stuff putting out some stuff too, and kind of talking about what he says in there, because he says quite a bit, and he kind of hints at a couple things, and so yeah, it's really, really cool. And so that's the kind of stuff we want to give you guys, give you some teasers, give you some updates, give you some screens, talk about where the game's at. And just yesterday, we just got to the point, and that's what I've been working on for like the last, I'd say 4 months, has been just working on the rest of the UI, like the actual screens in the game. And we're not talking like the gameplay part of it, which is a giant project. And you guys who play RTS and have been involved with even Art of War 3 and testing and stuff like that, you know how much work that takes. And so, but we're making great progress. Okay. So basically yesterday we got all the screens done, all the UI designs done for the game. So like all the stuff that you would see where you're clicking through the game, all the different stuff that's not gameplay, we got done. And that was really, really important, because the reason that was so important is because we needed that in order to create what we call a clickable prototype, okay? clickable prototype. And what that is that allows you to actually click buttons and kind of move through the app, if you will, or the game, and kind of get a feel for what is it going to feel like? What is it, it'll light up, move, buttons, that kind of thing. And so the reason that was such an important thing was because we need that in order to approach the big money, okay, the big investors who are actually going to fund the gameplay part of the game, all right, the actual battle portion of it. And so what's happening now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it from the prototype, and then we're going to finish off the pitch deck and the revenue model. And then we're actually going to go before a group of investors who are waiting to see this, and they're going to make some offers to us as a studio. And then we're going to move forward with their investment and start creating the actual gameplay portion of the game. And so those are pieces. These are all pieces that you actually have to put together when you're trying to make a game, and when you're trying to do it from scratch, and you're not a big studio, like a big old, Blizzard, Activision, or any of those big guys, right? Even Stormgate, that you guys may be familiar with, that just is kind of coming out, and they did their beta testing and stuff this summer. They're backed by, some big guys too, right? And so, and some of those developers came over from Blizzard. So, and so that's the thing. So you have to start somewhere, and that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been laying down the groundwork for this over the last, year, trying to get it prepared, get to a point where we can actually make this a reality. And you guys have been a great support. And really, the biggest thing for you guys, the biggest thing that could help me and help us as a studio, is to really get the word out there for us. Let them know what we're doing, what we're building from scratch, and we're building it for the players. Like, this game is all about the players. It's all about, making a game. So, that feeling you got when you went over to your friend's house on the weekend, and maybe you threw a board game on the table and you guys sat around with your friends for like hours playing this board game. Or maybe you remember the days back in like the 90s when you could hook up you could landline it, and you could just go at it on your computer. I remember doing that with my buddies. I think it was like either Command and Conquer or Generals or something, just like hanging out, attacking each other, hanging out, just having a good time. That is what we're trying to create with this game. It's not just the point is not just to make another RTS game. It's to make a new experience, a fun experience, something that like brings that feeling of playing with your friends around the table to a mobile game. And so that's what we're pushing for. That's what we've been working on, and I hope you guys are liking it. So let's talk about this picture for a second. Out in the distance, you can see this is the planet here. It is a planet that's smaller. I mean, it's called Orpheus for a reason. It gets dark, right? It does have bright moments and light and stuff like that. It gets light from its surrounding star or whatever, and stars and things. But it has moments where it gets darker. We talked about that last February about the gameplay and stuff, where it'll get darker. As it gets darker, those drakes start to come out more. You can see it's dark here, and if you look, you can see that the building to the left, it's got that point at the top. That's a Drake's outpost. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the future, but that's basically where all the units will come from as far as those Drake's units. And then to the right of it is a very special building. It's the dark facility, and you can see that lighting up from the top. And basically, it contains the dark energy and the dark matter. And that building is so important because that's the building that you, as a player, will basically take over and control. So you're going to take control of those buildings. There'll be a few of them scattered across the map. And as you control those buildings, you'll be collecting dark energy and dark matter. I don't want to get too much into it, but that's the premise, and that's what this picture is showing. And that was what the audio clip was. He was looking down and explaining what he saw. And then obviously, unfortunately, yeah, another fleet's showing up. And we'll talk about that commander in a couple weeks, a chaos commander, okay? They're showing up with their fleet, and they want to get the resources as well. So it'll paint the picture for how you guys get introduced to these different commanders, and every couple of weeks we'll introduce you, but they're all basically in the same scene from a different point of view, doing different stuff, and but they're all coming together fighting over these resources. All right, so let's talk about what's on the screen really quick. So what he's looking at is called the world map. Yes, the world map, and that's actually in the game. So think of your mobile device as your war device, your comm device. That's where you're going to do everything. You're going to, manage your units. You're going to trade. You're going to design units. You're going to design and customize maps and all that kind of stuff. This world map is where you're going to actually directly challenge players. This is the only way to do that without going into like a community chat area or the sector chat area. And I'll talk about that here in a second, a little bit about that when we get to a different slide. But let me show you what the screen looks like. All right, so the world map, okay? You can see it looks like it's basically a section of the world. You can see Orpheus sector 1, 2, all that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see it shows an area where the isolation island was. Now we talked about that map. This is the main map that I'm using to kind of present it and show you guys the maps. But this gives you an idea of what the screen looks like, how it's going to feel. And the reason that these streams that we're doing are called Weekend Warzone is because you're literally going to be going into a weekend war zone when this game launches. And what do I mean by that? Well, your sectors you'll be put into a sector based on where you actually live on Earth, okay? Your time zone. That will determine the sectors you're put into, okay? So people that are in these sectors with you, they're in your same time zone, okay? Now, during the weekdays, you cannot attack folks that are in your sector, all right? But during the weekend, if you decide you want to go at it and start a fight, you can go to the world map and you can attack folks in your sector, okay? It's going to be it's going to be a fun time during the weekend. During the weekdays, you can always attack other people in other sectors, basically. That's how it works. So if you're in a different sector, then get ready to get attacked throughout the week. Now, let's talk about the timer up there. That's just basically a countdown. It just lets you know, when the weekend starts, okay, at the top right. And then you've got, obviously, to the left, you've got build order, dark energy shield, and customize. Build order is exactly what it means. So the world map, obviously, it's used to challenge people directly, but you're also going to be able to customize and create your build order and things like that from this map. So you'll see when you zoom in, if you were to zoom in a little bit more, you'd see bases, you'd see HQ's headquarters, right? And you'll be able to basically set up your build order from here. So when you go into a battle and you want to be quick about it, it'll just build the buildings in that order that you've preset from the world map, okay? And then the dark energy shield, that's really, really important. You're gonna have to use dark energy for this. So that's why it's dark energy is used quite a bit, and so is dark matter. But this is one of the ways dark energy is used. If you don't want to be messed with, let's say you just don't want anybody to mess with you, you can just throw up that dark energy shield. Be like, leave me alone. I don't want to battle right now. It's going to cost you dark energy, but hey, if you don't want to be messed with, maybe you go on vacation and you're like, I'm not going to be around to watch myself, to watch this thing. I don't want to be poked with or played with or attacked. So I'm going to throw up my energy shield. That's what that is. And then customize That's going to allow you to customize and take you to the area where you can apply skins and customize what your HQ or base and stuff is going to look like that way. So those are those buttons on the left-hand side. And then challenge is basically when you go and you find somebody, you click on them, you want to challenge them, you just click the big old challenge button and you say, hey, I'm challenging you. Now, when you do this, guys, it's going to pull you and them into a PvP. This is the only way to go up against somebody who's not your rank, okay? Or not inside of your ranks, should I say. And then, so if let's say you're a rank 10 and you want to go up against a rank 15 or 16, well, you're going to go find them on the world map and you're going to be like, hey, man, I want a piece of you. You know what I mean? All right. So let's move on to the next screen. All right. This is a little glimpse of the chat area. Okay. This is called the community chat. The sector chat is a lot like this. Okay. This is where you're going to connect with just everybody. Everybody that's anybody. That's everybody playing the game. Okay. They'll be up in here chatting it up, saying what's up, what's up. And now from here, you can see, and from the sector chat, because there's a sector chat as well, that's just like this, but it's only people in your sector. That's how we're kind of organizing chats. But here you can see, you can go select somebody, and you can challenge them from here. So if they're not in your sector, you could do a direct challenge from here as well. And then add as a friend. You can do that and add them as a friend. And we'll talk more about the friend chat and the clan chat and what does that mean. But yeah, if they're not in your sector, or if it's a weekend and the challenge button shows up because they are in your sector, you can challenge them then. All right. So that's the chat screen. You can kind of see at the bottom there, we've got sector, friends, clan, and then community. And we'll talk more about clan, friends, and sector. I'll show those later. But I just want to kind of give you an idea of the other way you can challenge somebody. And that challenge button really works off the world map. That's how it's all connected that way. All right. Okay. And if you're asking questions, just hold off a little bit. I'll definitely get to you when I get to you as soon as I can. But yeah, let's see here. All right. So you guys know we're in the depot now. This is the depot, the very first tab on the depot. Our drags keys. And for those of you who weren't here back in February, this is the only thing you'll ever spend money on, okay, is the drags key. This is it. You're going to basically load your wallet up with the drags keys as much as you want, and you can decide how much you want to pay for them, okay? You decide how much you want to pay for your drags keys. You can see there one drags key will be like $2. This is US dollars, right? Drags key pack. You can get one. You can get another. You can get 6 for $5, or you can get 20 for $10. Literally, at that price point, you're making each drags key worth 50 cents. So you've just like cut the cost down quite a bit when you get the packs. And then obviously we'll have other packs and stuff, special offers that include special skins and things like that. You can see at the bottom there, there's skins. We've got trade. We've got custom battle pack. We'll talk about the custom battle pack actually in a moment, because one of the things we're going to talk about and cover today is the map builder and how that works with other games, right? Extreme will touch on that in a little bit. But and you can see to the bottom there, watch ads to earn credits. That's right. Watch ads to earn credits. You know, all of us guys that like to play for free, we like to do that as much as possible. And like I said, this game is free to play, but the only time you'll use drags keys is to customize your experience. So if you want to add more inventory spots or things like that, so you can make your experience even greater, you can just use some drags keys. All right, we'll talk more about all the different uses later. And if you want to read about it, you can go to our website, infinite-control.com. We've actually got a whole write-up on that provided by Connor. All right, so let's jump into this. The reason I got here is because I want to show you how you can get to the custom battle pack or to custom battles in general. This is one way. There's two different ways to get to it. At the bottom there, you'll see that tab all the way to the right at the bottom. If you click on that, it's going to take you to the custom battle pack area. Now, that's under packs. You can see there, packs. Now, you can see custom battle, all right? You can see right now, we've already told you 20 drags keys. Now, this is a one-time cost, okay? And I'm talking about the cost of things a little bit just because I want you to understand it's not going to be mind-blowing or it's not going to empty out your wallet. It's really very, very minimal when it comes to what you're doing, okay? This is a one-time cost for you as a player. You'll pay the 20 Drake's keys. You'll open up custom battle for the rest of your days, all right? So one-time cost for you, 20 Drake's keys, and that'll open up the custom battle. We'll talk about that in a second. What does that mean? That actually opens up the map builder in this game. And then you can see next to that, we'll have other packs, you can call it, that have assets. This is Death Valley asset. So it's going to have like the hills, all the different pieces of that, of Death Valley that you can take and apply to the map that you're using, right? Of the train that you're using. And then you can add additional asset spots. This is where it's going to cost you like 1 Drake's key for every additional asset spot. We're going to give you some inventory space when you start playing. But if you want extra inventory space because you're like, hey, I want to get a bunch of different assets because I want to mess around with this map builder and make some maps and stuff like that and test it out, then by all means, go for it. You can have as much space as you want. You just have to add those spaces. And then, you know, as far as the assets go, you can get the packs like that with Dragskis, or you can get individual assets if you want by themselves. So you can kind of see an idea of what that looks like and what the costs will be and that kind of thing. So we're trying to keep it very, very affordable. But also, like I said, this is not the main part of the game, but this is a part of the game that allows you to customize your experience. And you'll see why this is such a big deal and why 20 Drake's keys really is nothing. All right, so let's go to the other area where you can access the custom battle. If you go into the battle modes area, you've seen this screen before, but it was just with the 4 of them. You got the 1v1 challenge, which is a random connect, like a random thing that just kind of randomly connects you with an enemy. 2v2 is a team up mode. And we'll talk more about that in the future, but that'll let you team up with your friends and clan members. But basically through friends, whoever your friends are, if your clan members are friends, not all clan members are friends. That's why it's just basically friends. But if they're clan members and they're friends, then yeah, they can team up with you in a 2v2. And then 3 versus 3 clan wars is strictly clan members only. You can team up with 2 other clan members and go head to head with another clan. Infinity tournament. You guys know that one. That's the free-for-all, 6 players or up to 6 players. And it's going to be crazy. Each of these have a limit to them. The 1 versus 1 challenge is 30 minutes long. 2v2 has a limit of 40 minutes. The 3 versus 3 has a 60-minute limit. The Infinity tournament is basically limitless until the last one standing. And the custom battle is actually the same way. There is no time limit on it. So you can see here, if you want to unlock this, you'll just click on it. It's 20 Drake's keys, right? One time, opens it up. It'll say, hey, will you be using 20 Drake's keys? You want to confirm that? Yes. Okay, great. It opens it up. There you go. Now forever, while you play this game with this account that you have, you will always have access to the custom battle area, okay? What is cool about the custom battle area and what I think most players will hang out here and have fun with their friends, and this is really, I think, a huge part of this game, a really special part. Let's take a look at it. So when you go into the custom battle, you're going to come to the map builder. That's the very first thing you're going to do. You'll see at the top there's a little drop-down arrow. You'll click right there. It'll drop down and show you all the different maps, or basically the terrains, if you will, of the naked terrains of all the maps that we have in the game, okay? And so we will load in these different maps, okay? They'll be naked, bare, all right, waiting for your customization, your touch, okay? You can see there's inventory spots here, and we're giving you space to start off with, all right? Click the little arrow, you'll go over. Right there you can see trees, hills, water, bridges. You keep going over, you'll find the Drake's stuff. You'll find other stuff that you can apply to this map, okay? And literally you'll go and click on it, grab, drag, and drop wherever you want to drag and drop it and move it around and that kind of thing, okay? Then when you're ready, when you're happy with this map and you're ready to test it out, you'll hit create, okay? Which costs you nothing because you've already got the custom battle area, right? You'll hit create, and then that's going to take you into, yes, the staging area. Now, here, there's an area to the left or right underneath the HQ. You can see mode. This is an example is in 3 verse 3. You can simply just change the modes. You could literally have all of you guys going up against the AI if you want. It could be you and your friends against the Drakes. It's totally up to you how you want to do that. All right. This is where you get to test things out. This is where you can just have fun. This is where you can, let's say you're creating a new blueprint. And we'll talk more about blueprints and units later. But let's say you have a new unit that you kind of customized and you want to test it out. Well, you can do that inside of the custom battle area and create that map, right? And then go into it and do a battle and have fun with it. This is also a great place. This is where those of you who are content creators, all right, if you're a content creator, guess what? You're going to get the custom battle area at half the price, okay? Half the cost. So that's kind of an awesome perk. And so if you get accepted into our content creator program, you're going to get that at half the cost. All right, one time, and you get to open that up. What is that going to do for you as a content creator? Well, you're going to get to set up your own maps, set up your own tournaments, and you also get to watch. All right, you don't see it here, but you're going to have another button that allows you to be basically commentator host, and you don't have to be in the battle, but you get to basically watch it live. All right, so you could be streaming, you could be making a map, right, for a fun tournament or a fun stream, bringing people into it, and then commentating on it, and having your own tournament if you want, or those kind of things. The possibilities are limitless, really. All right, so you can see there at the bottom right, you can invite your friends. Okay, they have to be a friend. Okay, just so you know. So if you want someone to test it out with you that's not a friend, just make them a friend. You can always unfriend them if you don't like them. Okay, but if you don't want to be a friend of theirs, whatever, it's totally up to you. Okay. To the left, we talked about this a little bit in the past. We'll talk about it more later. But commander ability, and like, for example, Maximus, who you heard from earlier, he's an infiltration commander. Each one of these commanders has 3 abilities. One ability is like before the battle that you can activate. And then the other 2 are during the battle that you can use during the battle, but they do cost resources. They do also have a cooldown period, but you can use them multiple times throughout the battle. So you'll click there to activate your pre-battle ability for whatever commander you've chosen. All right, and you'll choose your commander at the very beginning. When you get into the game, the very first thing you're going to do is select a commander. So you'll get to choose from 6 different commanders. And if you want a guy or a gal, you get to pick if it's female or male that way. So that'll be nice. Select units. Right below that one is select units. That's where you're going to actually select the units. You're going to select how many units you want to put into the battle. That's right. You get to choose. And from rank 1 to rank 20, you're actually producing your infantry or your tanks or your air units. You're creating your units and producing them previous to the battle, and you're taking what you want into the battle. Now, when you get to rank 20, and we'll talk more about this later, but you get to rank 20, that's when you get to actually build your cloning facility. And that's where you can clone the units you take into battle to continue to reproduce them during the battle, okay, as you lose them. We're not going to get too much into that because it's a whole nother stream and stuff. You could talk about that stuff all day. All right, going into it, probe enemy and use drone. Those are 2 things that are going to cost you Drake's keys, okay? Because they don't really like tip it as far as giving you a big advantage on the battle, but they do give you information, okay? They give you information. So probe enemy will let you know what your enemy's units are that he used in the previous battle, what he likes, maybe like, his unit mix, like what he's got going on, right? To give you kind of a heads up so you can think about the units you want to use to counter that. And then use drone. You can actually use the drone. You get to select where you drop it on the map, and it actually will light up and open up and remove the fog of war in that spot on the map for you, okay, if you decide to do it. Now, it's not a big thing, but let's say strategically you're like you want to move to a certain area on the map. You know you want to go there. You drop that on the map, and then you can go, okay, it's clear. I can see that. There's no drakes right there. I can go there. It kind of gives you some intel, right? That's not a big game changer or anything, but it gives you intel. And if you want to use those, you can. All right. Now this takes us to the fun part. We're doing all kinds of stuff, guys. We're working on all kinds of stuff. We're trying to work with some bigger companies, and we're also trying to work with some smaller companies. I want to tell you kind of how one of the ways we're going to make money as well is obviously from you guys supporting the game and the Dregs keys, right? That helps support the game. Watching ads helps us support the game. But also, we're going to be doing some brand awareness and some product placement stuff. So, for example, and we can talk about it later, but the containers that are in the battle, there could be moments where those things are actually like a can of Mountain Dew Energy, or brand, basically product placement stuff. It doesn't affect the game at all. It's kind of fun, and you capture it, you'll get extra stuff. But it's just a fun way for the brands and the companies to get involved in this game, and then also through skins and stuff. But one of the other cool ways, and I'm excited about this, that we're going to be promoting the game is with a very special guest that's here today, Mr. D9. And he is going on tour, you guys. He's going on tour. Yes, there's the tour bus. October, he's going to be rolling, and it's going to be going all around the west side of the country, the United States. And I've got him here today to tell us more about that. Also, I'd like him to talk about the songs and things like that. And we got 3 new songs I want you to hear that I'm pretty stoked about. I'm really excited about that he's created for the game. All the free songs that you see, like there's like 6 or 7 or 8 of them that you'll get like included. They'll be there. Boom, here you go. Those songs have been provided by D9. There's another artist that made the signature song for the game that you guys are familiar with. And then we've got other artists that are getting in touch with us now that want to do stuff, and they want to give 3 or 4 songs to the game. They want to get out there, and we'll talk a little bit about how we're going to help them do that, how we're going to help them promote themselves, and how you guys can support them too. But let's go ahead and bring D9 up really quick, adding him to the stream. Here we go. All right.
How's it going, everybody?
What's happening? D9. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. I stayed up way too late last night, which I shouldn't have, but I'm here. I've got the energy. I'm ready to shred. Yeah, nice. I'm excited to be a part of this right from the beginning, and it's been a long time coming. I'm really happy to see the ball rolling. It's going to be really cool to have you guys be part of the tour and get you guys some of that exposure that we're talking about, get the buzz going, which I'm really excited about. And I think it's really cool what you're doing for artists, giving them the ability to be part of the RTS community and sort of having like the perks of creating your own awesome playlists on the game. I think that's something that you could kind of tell the chat a little bit more about.
Oh yeah,
that we have talked about, where some of the perks are new music. New music's always the best. So it's just cool. It's cool to have some songs preloaded on there, and it's cool to just be able to create a vibe in a game. I've always felt like my music is kind of spacey anyway, so it's really a good fit, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely, man. And so let's hear the song now. There's 3 songs, guys, so bear with me. I want you to hear them. I want you to listen to them. So we're going to take the time to do that real quick. because D9's time is valuable to me, and I really appreciate him being here. But I want to hear the new songs. This is what this is all about. Updates. Hey guys, check out this song. Check out, and we'll do this with other folks too that want to come on and say, hey, this is me. You know, for example, I'll talk about the short stories, and we'll hopefully bring the writer on, and maybe in a couple weeks or something like that too, so you guys can say hi. But yeah, so let's go ahead and listen to this first brand new song, which I'm really stoked about. It's called Unknown. All right. So let's go ahead and see here. 1 second. Let me take a look. Where is that? One moment.
So yeah, I don't know if pretty sure Lima's got this probably still in chat. There she is. If hold on just 1 second.
Yeah, feel free. Goth, if you're in there, go ahead and just drop his link to his YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you want to as well, I guess I could do this as well. Drop a link to my website so you guys can see all of the the tour dates and see if we're going to be coming to a city near you. You can come, you know, potentially be on the stream and be a part of this creation of this game. Give me some advice on, man, you got to make a song that sounds like this for the game.
Oh yeah,
you know, we got to get this kind of music in the game. I'll be like, dude, let's do it. Like,
let's
man,
do it.
I love this spacey stuff. Let's get it hard. This is a battle game. Perfect. Let's do it. Because we're going to be continually feeding into the pipeline, giving more songs to FATSQUATCH games and just getting it going. Go ahead and roll that song. I've got to just. Somebody knocked on the door of the studio. I gotta go see what's up, and then I'll be right back.
All right, here we go. Unknown, the unknown. Give me a second here, guys. And D9, feel free to talk about it if you want. I think
Oh
they
yeah.
can hear you. Let them know. Like if they can't hear you, I can turn it down a little bit. But you guys let us know. But yeah, talk about the track.
Creation process of this whole soundtrack. There's a new music building at the university. It's like halfway under construction, so there's just like all these power tools and like drywall being cut, and just like wires hanging everywhere. But I wanted to go check out the music building, and I found like a little table, big open window. I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I brought my keyboard there every morning and made the soundtrack in kind of like a half built. Like literally, sometimes they try to flip the lights on, and they're like, oh, the power's not working on this floor. You're gonna have to go to the next floor. So it was kind of cool. It was like an industrial setting for me to really be able to get that vibe going. And I remember once a professor walked in and was like, "You do know, like, you could turn the lights on in here?" And I was like, "Actually, I can't. They don't work." So there was just like a little bit of window light coming in. That's a pretty cool. I should have vlogged that, right? Should have vlogged the process. But it was pretty cool. And it's like now when I go into the music building, it's like almost all done. I'm like, oh, it's coming. Just like this game being built. But yeah, like Ratek was saying, it's just a lot of sci-fi, like Blade Runner, StarCraft
Nice.
type influence. Like Vangelis is a composer that I really like, and like Fifth Element, I just love that vibe. Deep Space Nine, my favorite Star Trek. I think it's the best one for sure. Yeah, so that's always been a big part of my style and my vibe, and I feel like it's just a really good fit. I feel like it's a really good fit to be able to do this type of a RTS game set in a space setting.
Oh yeah, it was when I first was like, okay, I want to make this game. I'm going to do this. We're going to do this. I was like, you're automatically first person I thought of. I was like, yeah. I mean, and I just knew. I was like, you know, when you meet somebody, and like, you know, there's a reason why I met, and eventually it was like, oh wow, yep, here we go. And so, you know, it's a great opportunity for both of us and for the whole group and the community. I mean, you guys are really fortunate. Everyone's really, it's super cool for everybody that we get that opportunity to kind of bring everybody together under this mission of making something special for a community, right? And that's really what it's about, you know. And that's these streams that we talk about, you know, when we hear every weekend and stuff, it's about connecting with you guys, and we want to hear your voices. We want to hear your thoughts, your feedback. So when we get to the Extreme area here, when Extreme starts talking and stuff, we really want to have you guys chime in on the chat, talk to us, tell us what you thought about what you see so far today. Definitely leave it in the comments. You know, talk about the songs you like. We want to hear you guys. Tell us, because we're listening. We're listening to you. We want to hear it, and we'll do the best we can to make it possible, if it's possible, right? So, but this next song is really cool. It's called "Darkest Worlds," the Darkest Worlds, and I'm just a big fan. I like it. So, hope you guys enjoy it too. All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, this one's tight. I don't want to get too far into like the backstory of this, but I think the whole like kind of draw to like the sci-fi is like I wish I could just like hop on a cool spacecraft and just like, get away from like all the nonsense that's going on. Because like I think that the world has gone through a very weird transition phase in the last 4 years, and we've all experienced it in our own way. And it's always just been like sort of a fantasy mind, just like hop in a little space cruiser and just like peace out and like just bounce around the space station. Like I can't do that, but the closest I can get is like games like that. And so that's kind of where this beat came from a little bit, just that idea.
I love the little laugh. There's like a little laugh in there. I love the little laugh in there. It's like, oh my god! I was digging, man. I was listening to this, man. I was like, oh man, this is fun. Oh, I love this part. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit, guys. Just heads up.
Good.
Oh, I love that. It kind of falls off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what's up, Night Flash? How you doing? That's a big welcome. I love that. I love the hype.
That's right, Night Flash. Oh man.
I love that hype though, man. Like, what's life without a little bit of to it?
All right, guys. Well, that was The Darkest Worlds, a little sample of that. And then the final song that I wanted to share with you guys before we talk about the music area, because I'm going to show the couple screens from that, so you can kind of see where we're putting that and how we're doing it. But yeah, this one is also like fire. It's called Space Age, and I'm a big fan of this one too. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoy it. Here we go, Space Age.
Nice. Tracy says they're gonna stream it. I want to stream it too. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, XM says they'll start streaming because it's can't. Awesome.
Oh, what's happening, Keegan? Oh. All right, guys. I'm gonna give a little shout out right now to Keegan. Keegan is in the chat there. Keegan is my executive director of sounds. Okay,
Nice.
so he's a dude that's gonna like take the music stuff that music, the different groups send him and make that kind of thing. He's also in charge of what you heard earlier, right? He's the one that put that together as far as the effects, everything, the sound you hear from the game, the explosions, all that stuff you're gonna hear, any kind of sounds that have to do with the game. He's in charge of that. So he's in the chat there. So if you want to say hi to Keegan, shout out to Keegan.
People are like new here and wondering what that big picture of a bust is. That's what we're taking around the Pacific Northwest. We're going to be bringing the music, and we're touring with a comedian. So we're doing some comedy shows too. It's going to be great. Look at the d9beats.net/tour, see if we're coming to a city near you.
Yeah, I'll be hanging out with D9 when he comes to my area,
Yeah,
so that's pretty sweet.
It's going to be great. I can't wait for that.
I'm gonna hook you up with a shirt and some other stuff, buddy.
Yes.
But, yeah, man.
Oh,
I just love that. I love that song.
thanks.
Anyway,
man.
we will keep it moving, guys. We'll keep it moving. Let me go ahead and just remove the banner here real quick. But yeah, you guys, this is D9 is fabulous. He's like, he's amazing, man. I tell you what, he's just, I can't get enough of the guy. He's just like, wow.
Appreciate it.
Right? I do, man. He's legit. He's legit. He's real. What's happening, Raul? I see you, man. I see you, buddy. Raul is in the chat, guys. Please give him a shout out. He's in charge of the website and all the magical things that look like you can see on the website. All right, he puts stuff together. It's nice to see you, my friend. It's nice to see all these amazing people coming together and be able to give some shout outs to people. I mean, it's awesome. So I appreciate you all. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad you like what's going on. That's awesome. And Extreme's like, I like that song. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Very good.
That's right.
And guys, just so you know, Extreme here, you guys in the Art of War 3 community know him, but shout out to him. He's a big part of what's happening behind the scenes. He's working very hard and diligently with you, for you, with Connor and myself and others to bring you an awesome experience when it comes to balance and different pieces and elements of an RTS game. And so I will be introducing him here in just a moment, and we're going to talk about some elements that are in the game, and also what does that mean for the game? What does that mean for other games? And like I said, we're going to be talking about StarCraft here in just a moment. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into these screens real quick, where we're going to be, where you're going to be able to select the song, add it to your library, that kind of thing. I love that tour bus, by the way. And that tour bus, guys, it's going to have a big old infinite control dark world thing on it. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to be seeing the game logo branding as he's driving down the road. All right.
That's right.
That's right. Gotta love that. Okay. Here we are, you guys. And I'm going to go to a full screen just so they can kind of see it better. But this is going to all happen under the options area. Okay. So this will be on the main screen. This will also be under like the settings area, that kind of thing. You can see there, number one thing is music and sound. If you don't want any sound, great. No sound. If you want sound, great. The music will help you control the volume. And then right under that, select music and go. And then there's a spot where you can go view song library. Okay. So the select music part, this is going to be kind of like your player. Right now, we've got 2 songs in there. And you can add, see the thing next to it, add song. If you want to add more space. Okay. Remember what I talked about, inventory space. You're never going to pay real money for a song. You're going to pay the game credits. Like the commander credits is where you're going to use to get the song. But the space and inventory to hold more music or to hold more assets or to have more, pieces to build a customizable unit, those kind of things, that'll just be a Drake's key. Simple, one Drake's key. That's it. One Drake's key. Real simple. So, but this is the area where you can do that. And then right below that, obviously, you've got normal play and dark mode. There's only 2 modes to this. Normal is like normal. And then dark mode's like the Drakes are going to kick your ass. Okay? Pardon my French. But yeah. So if you're a badass and you're like, yeah, you can click on that. You use the Drakes key and you unlock the dark mode for like 24 hours and you can go be a badass. All right? It's totally up to you. And there's obviously, we'll talk more about it, but there's separate ranking for dark mode. So if you want to be like in a special category, yeah, there you go. Over to the left real quick, English, Spanish, Mandarin, and Russian. Those are the 4 languages we're going to focus on. That's our goal to make it so you can make it really simple. So you just come into options, click on your language that you feel most comfortable with, and you're good to go. But yeah, so let's click on view song library, because this is where you can, if you want to connect with the artists, I like that song, click on that. It's going to take you into your song library. This is where you can see all the free songs. These are all obviously the main signature song and then D9 songs that are going to be included right off the bat. You don't have to get extra space for those. He's going to have some of those just right there for you. And then you can use the song, click on it. It'll add it to that first page where you'll have those songs in your playlist, right? Oh, and one thing I wanted to kind of point out real quick that I didn't point out. See where it says Battle and HQ next to the left of the name of the song. All right, Battle and HQ. What that means is you'll be able to toggle back and forth. If it's a battle song, you can actually have it played during a battle, right? If you don't want it to play in a battle, but you just want it during the time when you're out of a battle, you just want to chill or whatever music you want to listen to, you just put HQ. That's how you're going to create a playlist. So you're basically, the playlist is like 2 playlists in one. All right. So it's just going to go in order of battle songs for your battles when you're in battles. It's going to go in order of the songs you have in lineup for HQ, and it'll just be all the HQ ones. That's kind of how we're doing it. We're kind of maximizing the space that way. Because remember, it's mobile and we want to make everything fit. So that's our creative way of making that work. All right. So obviously, potentially there could be hundreds of songs, thousands of songs eventually. But here, you can organize those songs right there, adding songs. Now, obviously, you got to have the spot for them. We'll give you some spots, okay? So don't worry. We're going to give you some spots, probably more than 4. Don't freak out. But if you want to add more songs, you'll just add more space. All right. And then to the right of that, you'll see something that says trade. You're like, what does that mean? Tell me more. Well, the way we're going to create value for these songs inside of this economy is we're only going to allow or release a certain amount of each song. So when a song comes out and we release a song from a group or from D9 or whatever, it's going to go into your store. You're going to have obviously as much time as you can get before everybody grabs it. We're going to be like, hey, here's a new track. There's 100,000 of these tracks, okay, of this song. When the 100 tracks are gone, when 100,000 players have grabbed it, it's out, it's gone, it's unavailable for you, all right, unless you grabbed it before they did. When that happens, though, let's say that you have a song and you're like, you know what, I'm ready to trade that. I want to make some space in my library. Instead of adding a space, I want to go ahead and just trade it off and see if I can find something else. Maybe I want to find another song. Maybe I want to find some more resources. Maybe I need some dark energy, dark matter, but I got a song that my buddy really wants or somebody else I know wants. I'm going to trade it out in the depot. I'm going to get some resources or some Drake's keys for it. You just click trade, and you're going to take it, and you're going to set up a trade inside the depot. All right, guys? Really cool. We're going to talk more about the economy later because I'm sure Tracy and some of you RTS people are going to love it, okay? It's going to be fun. Trading is going to be fun. It's going to be like a whole nother battle and game in the game. Anyway, all right. So that's the area for the music library, and the most important part is that magical button next to the name of the song. You see, we're using the YouTube icon as an example there, because I mean, a lot of you guys have a lot of the musicians will have a YouTube channel, but let's say they have a SoundCloud or they have some other social area or place where they have other music they want you to go to. They'll be able to put at least one link right there next to the song. So you love that song? I want to go check out this artist. I want to support them. I want to go to D9's website or his YouTube channel and subscribe and become a member and support this guy because he's got great music and he's been hooking up the game with his music. That's how we're going to help these artists get out there. And so if you're a musician or you know a musician, you know someone who makes music and stuff, tell them about the game, tell them about the opportunity, tell them to get in touch with us, join that Discord community. Really, the Discord community is the best place to go if you want to get directly in touch with me or anybody on the team. All right. Now, let's talk about the short stories. Now, I mentioned this earlier. I'm going to try to get the writer on later. Maybe after the first short story comes out, we'll have her come on and just talk about writing for these commanders. It's called Commander Chronicles. Maximus Vincent Pretorius is this guy is the MVP for short, or Max. You're the one. That's the guy you heard earlier. He's the commander you heard earlier, and he's the infiltration commander. But guys, we're going to be putting out short stories about the backstory of these commanders that you're going to hear sound bites from and stuff over the next weeks and months. And so the guy you heard about just today, get ready, because in a couple weeks from now, you'll get to read his backstory, his short story. You know, why did he go on this mission? What's he doing? All right. Make sure you check it out. Okay. So for those of you who like the lore, you like to jump into a story, and you love it when there's lore around the games, we got some strong lore. We got some good lore. We got some good story. We got some. This is like good stuff, and we got an amazing writer to write these. So make sure you guys check it out. All right. Next up, yes, it's time to unleash the extreme. Extreme. I'm going to bring you on into the stream here real quick. And so here we go. Popping up in. Here we go. There we go. How you doing, buddy? Are you there? Let's see. We got him one more. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Thank you, D9. Everybody give a shout out to D9 for being here. I appreciate you, my friend. Your mic's on still. I think you can still chat with us. I'm not sure. But anyway, chat in the chat box, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your contribution to the game, to the community. We really appreciate you. So let's give him some love in the chat, you guys, and everybody else that's been part of this. That's what this is all about. Okay? So Extreme is here, and I'm going to unmute you, Extreme. Sorry. There you go. All right.
Hey there. How's everyone doing?
Hello.
Hello.
All right. So really quick, let me pull this back up before we show this footage here. 1 second. Give it 1 second. It's thinking. Oh, man. Come on. Technical difficulties. You got to love them. There we go. So today, the 3 topics we're going to cover on this last portion of the stream. And for those of you who were just here to learn about the new game, you're free to go. I understand if you're not an RTS player or a gamer, you may not appreciate this second part. I totally get it. You're welcome to go, and hopefully we'll see you next weekend. You can jump on, have some fun with me while I play Art of War 3, hang out with that community. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks from today. We'll be talking about more updates, another commander, and yeah, it'll be fun. So we're jumping into this. The 3 topics are map builder, which I talked about, our map builder, our custom battle area, right, of the new game. We're going to talk about map builder and what that looks like with another game. Obviously, StarCraft or Extreme's kind of heading this up, so I'm going to let him run with it. But special abilities is the other one. And the third one is splash damage. If you're an RTS player, those last 2 are pretty important. Okay? So we're going to talk about what does that mean in StarCraft and how that's used and how that impacts the game, but also our ideas and thoughts about it in the new game. And we want you to chime in, okay? We want you to chime in. Please give us some feedback in the chat, okay? And I'll be paying attention to that while he talks and while we interact with Extreme. All right, let's pull up Extreme's screen here real quick. Here we go.
All right, we've got the map editor. I wanted to share this with everyone, but maybe it's best if you just keep asking questions, FATSQUATCH, then I'll just answer them.
Okay. Well, like we talked about inside the awesome new game, we're doing like a drag and drop kind of thing is what we're doing. And it's a mobile device, obviously, so it makes sense to do that. But over here, obviously, he's using a mouse. This is on a PC because StarCraft is a PC game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this for StarCraft?
This is for StarCraft.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a map builder for StarCraft. And tell us a little bit about like the pieces and the elements they have and kind of how it works. Just so that those out there that have not played StarCraft or done the map builder part, they kind of understand how they've set it up.
All right, so let me begin with, I've made a lot of maps in the past with all various games. What I like about the Blizzard map editors from 20 years ago is that they are really easy to use, even though the original editor has been deleted by Blizzard. There are still fan-made editors that are almost similar. And I would like to see in the new game, Infinity Control, that the map editor will be just as easy to use as in StarCraft. So in this editor, the tools that we can use is actually they are sorted out and very easy to use. In other editors, you need to search. There you start with the little drop down menu, if you will, and you can select anything you like. Just like in Infinity Control, we can just select dirt and add the dirt. We can select water, add water. Jungle, we add jungle. There we go. And this editor has some other stuff like let's see, hide dirt. And you can actually add some height to the map. Not sure how much Infinity Control will allow in the beginning, but I'm sure that if you can make a 3D map with Infinity Control, you can have a lot of fun applying your own strategies that you like. Well, you added a map, so you think of a certain strategy. For example, I got this high ground. Let's see, we want to have some resources on top of that and units. Let's see, we are the type that use artillery units. So we'll go to the artillery units and we'll just add a couple of tanks. I hope that's not too loud. There we go, we got a couple of artillery units and the enemy will not be able to get up there. If you added the map like that in mind, make sure that the other players want to play the map, or else you'll just have created a map that no one wants to play, obviously. So make the map balanced as if you're also on the lower ground, so you got a fair chance. So let's see, what else do we have? I show the units. The game, Infinity Control, will be placing the units somewhere in location before you start the game. So if I select these locations.
Oh yeah, so you'll be able to, in the map builder, when you create the terrain and everything, like I said, there'll be spots. Like for example, there'll be like dregs, outposts, and the dregs pieces. There'll also be like starting points, HQ spots, and you'll be able to drop those on the map where you want people to start and how you want to set it up. Maybe if you're doing a 3 versus 3, you want to have 3 of them together and the other 3 together on either ends, or however you want to do it. So you'll be able to do that by just simply going to those assets and then dragging and dropping them into the map, whatever map you've chosen.
Yes. Right, so if you have well, I can't find the start location in this editor. The previous one was easier to use, but let's pretend it's this one. So if you want a player to start somewhere like over there or over there, then you will be selecting a sufficient large enough area, I guess, for your units to pop up and for your enemy units to pop up. And I think that the editor of Infinity Control will allow for randomness, so you don't know where you pop up. Of course.
Oh yeah, it'll be random. It will actually be random. Yeah. So wherever you'll be able to choose locations for starting spots, but then it'll randomly put people there. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you don't make it too hard on yourself and your enemies, that you start, for example, at the position where you can't do much like that.
Yeah.
So if you're over there, you don't want to be there. That's lame. If you make a map like that, if you end up there, and I already foresee that some will be ending up there on their own map, and then they simply leave again and start another game in the hopes they end up somewhere else. Well, that's just lame. But we'll keep an eye on those players, so don't worry. So any more questions, FATSQUATCH?
Oh yeah. So basically, guys, really what I wanted, the purpose of this is to show you what other games are doing. Okay, that's what this segment's about in these streams. What other games have done, are doing, right? That kind of thing. And then kind of the comparison of what we're doing, and then also to get feedback from you, because you guys, your feedback's super important. Like it's so important. I want it to be feedback from players that are going to play the game. Again, this is StarCraft. Okay. This was a fan editor, I believe, or something like that. So this is an editor that was meant for StarCraft. But the idea is, we're going to have something like this. And let me pull up really quick while you're doing your thing. I'm just going to pull this up again so you can take a look at it. I know I went through it earlier, but let's just take a peek at it. Okay. So you can see here, this this is our, it's similar. It's kind of similar to what he had there. Obviously, that was a PC thing, and probably an older PC program. But this is meant for mobile. And honestly, we're creating this, okay, with the intention for it to be simple to use on a PC as well. Because like I said at the very beginning and back in February, we're going to release this game into the app stores, but with the goal of also getting it into Steam later on, so that those of you guys who want to play on a PC, or maybe you're playing on the PC and Steam and then you want to go out for a while, but you want to play on your mobile device, you have that option. So everything we're designing for mobile, we're also thinking, okay, how is that going to feel on a PC, on a computer? And so a lot like just grabbing and dropping, kind of like what he was doing. You'll be doing that with your finger, and you'll just literally click it and drop it and drop it. Now, if you're in on a computer, you'll just click it and drag it and drop it. But you get the idea. So we'll start you off with a terrain from a map that you're familiar with, but then after that, it's up to you how you want to alter that, right? How you want to change it. Maybe you're going to add more water on the corner or something. Maybe you're going to, how you're going to manipulate it. And then the fun part is when you get to test it. Now, I don't know about you, Extreme, as a content creator with your channel and stuff. You think how does it feel to be able to do that and then test it out and then like even create maybe tournaments around it, or be like, hey, check out this new map. If you want to play on it, join me at this time.
That would be absolutely awesome to have a map editor and then easily test it out right away. Maybe against an AI, or just look around and move around with a little army without enemies.
Yeah.
Even though the enemies are present, they shouldn't react just yet. Something like that, and then test it out against a friend, how it plays against each other, just a dummy match, if you will, training match. And then once it's ready, you can share it on the live stream of, look at this map. And then if we, from the community, the higher ups, if you will, if they like the map could actually be put in the big list of maps to play on. Something like that, right?
Yeah. No, it's going to be cool. It's going to be really, really cool.
I'll be a judge.
Yeah, you'd be a judge.
I'll be a judge.
And the other thing is, I mean, like you said, it's kind of nice. And that's why we don't, guys, that's why, if you play Art of War 3, then that you're basically they do AI battles, right? Like they preset those up. We're not doing AI battles like that because we don't need to. You can literally go on and hang out in your custom battle area as long as you want, and set up maps and go against the AI as much as you want. Now, obviously, there's not going to be like any kind of AI like rankings or anything like that from this. But the really cool thing that we're going to do is we're going to have map builder competitions. Okay, so we want you guys to chime in, give us ideas. Maybe there's a map that you're like, hey, this would be really cool, or maybe you create a whole other map from a map you've already got, and you're like, check this out. We'll have opportunities for you to submit your ideas, your maps, and get additional resources and rewards for creating something cool that the community likes. And you'll be able to test it out and show everybody, check this map out. You know what I mean? And then we'll be able to like, yeah, we like it. Sweet. And we'll be able to incorporate it into the game and make it maybe a main map or something. So anyway, that's the map builder, guys, portion of this. I just wanted to kind of like touch on it. And
we touch the other editor as well from StarCraft.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Please pull that up. I'll pull up your screen here.
Wait, I need to change the screen. Yes. Hold on. Let's see. I should remove this one. How
do you guys like this so far? I hope you guys enjoying the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, between an hour and 2 hours is kind of what this kind of stream is going to be like. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Please don't forget to subscribe and share the stream. Obviously, this is recorded, so you'll be able to watch the replay and go back and look at it. But also, please share it with other people. Let them know about what's happening, and that they can show up on Saturdays and just learn more about everything and hang out with us. And that's what this is all about, bringing the RTS community together. This is where the RTS community connects. That's the idea behind these weekend war zones. And it's going to play right into when the game launches and stuff. It's going to be really cool. So, but we want everybody. I don't care if they play Art of War 3. Whatever you play, if you're an RTS player and you like to play RTS games, please come join us, hang out with us. We want to hear you. We want to hear what your thoughts are. Okay? We appreciate you. Let's take a look at this now. He's got this pulled up.
Yeah, okay. So I see Night Flash saying that we are taking ideas from other games. This time we are highlighting StarCraft. There's one thing we are not going to take from StarCraft. You see, they have been developing their editors in the years, and the previous editor that I showed was very easy to use. Even though it was an editor based on the old editor, I still had to search a bit, but then it became clear to me. However, I think it's wise that people give feedback about the map editor, that it remains easy to use even to new players, because the map editor of StarCraft 2, for example, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm raising the land, I can lower the land if I like, but the more complex an editor is, the harder it is to use. It still has a little bit of the same idea. However, there are so many options now that it's ridiculous. I quit it after Warcraft 3. So if the editors become too complex for you, please let us know, especially FATSQUATCH, that we can work on keeping it simple. It needs to be simple, and you will only, I guess, buy more stuff for the editor, but also the complexity, I guess, because right now, if I want to add a command center, okay, apparently I place a command center over there, but I have no idea of the scale and stuff, and we really need to keep an eye on that the players know what they are doing in the editor, because if they do not know what they are doing, okay, so apparently
so not to cut you off, but you'll easily be able to just like put your fingers on the screen and pull them apart to zoom in, zoom out, move around, just like on Art of War 3, like you're used to doing that on a replay or in the battle or whatever. It'll be the same type of feeling, same kind of way of doing it. So you'll be able to zoom in, kind of see where things are at, how they impact other things and objects and stuff. And so, yeah,
something like that.
Very cool.
Okay. Oh wait, does this still work? Okay, sometimes it doesn't even work. If we really want to prevent that. So the okay, now it works. Anyway, once you get used to a map editor, obviously it becomes simpler and simpler for you to use it. But we really want to reach the new players, that they create their own maps ASAP, and have fun.
What's happening, FATSQUATCH? Thanks for joining us. How you doing, babe? All right.
Anyway, that would be about it for the map editors, I guess.
All right.
Unless anyone has questions. Questions, anyone?
Yeah, does anybody have any questions before we move on to the next spot here, the next area, or segment piece, which is special abilities? Anybody want to chime in on the map builder and what you've seen from what we're doing with the new game, and then also StarCraft, what the StarCraft builder's like? Any thoughts, ideas? This is what it's about, is for you guys to chime in. I feel like we've thought about a lot of stuff. Like, we thought through this quite a bit. But I want to allow opportunity for you guys to really share your ideas. And if you don't think of something today, that's okay. Because when you join the Discord server, the official one for the game, you can go in there. There's actually a channel for you to give your ideas for the game. And you can say, hey, what about this? And it goes right to us, and we see it, and everybody can chime in. So, yeah. And if you guys would drop that Discord link for me real quick for the server, That would be sweet for the Infinite Control Dark World server on Discord, so everybody can join that. It'll be in the chat. Make sure you guys join that. Hey, thanks, Tracy, man. I'm glad you're still here, buddy. Appreciate it. I'm glad you like it, man. All right, let's jump into the special abilities if you're ready for that, Extreme.
I'm trying to get the link to your Discord.
Okay, you do that. I'll talk a little bit about special abilities as far as the game goes. So
there it goes. There we go.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
There we go. Okay, next screen. Special abilities. Yay.
Yes, special abilities. Let me throw this up here too while we're talking about special abilities. Thank you, Extreme, for doing that. There's the link to join our Discord server for Infinite Control. And now we're jumping into special abilities. Now, real quick, special abilities for the new game. There's two types there. We're specifically talking about unit special abilities, I believe, today is what Extreme's talking about. But in the game, there'll be obviously the commanders will have their abilities, right? That's separate from a unit's abilities. And we'll cover more about the special abilities for units later on in later streams. But for now, let's talk about what they did in StarCraft, and I'll let Extreme talk about that here.
All right, so in special abilities, several types of them. For starters, StarCraft and all other Blizzard games, they are really keen on using special abilities. You see, balancing in a real-time strategy game is very difficult, and they actually added a layer to it as well. Special abilities, it can be anything, and we are taking examples from a lot of real-time strategy games, obviously. One of those special abilities might be something similar, like the stim packs. We use a stim pack, and this guy can now shoot faster if he likes. Something like that. In Infinity Control, you'll be using dark matter or dark energy for that special ability. Not sure how FATSQUATCH had in mind, maybe prior to the battle or during the battle.
Yeah, so basically what'll happen is it'll be something you add to the unit. And this may take a second for people to kind of wrap their brains around. But like I said before, we're going to have what's called blueprints. Now, Art of War 3 players, it's not what you think as far as blueprints. The blueprint is literally a blueprint of a unit, okay? And so when you get that blueprint, then you can start producing those units before the battle. And you can select how many you're going to have available to yourself. But during that time, with the blueprint or the unit, you can apply what's called dark energy, dark matter. You can use those resources, those elements, to enhance the unit and give it abilities. And then when you go into the battle, when you use that ability for that unit, you'll be able to use that. Obviously, like you said, it's going to cost dark energy, dark matter, or whatever, depending on what it is. But you'll be able to use it. And so, I mean, really, what I love about this game is that we're making is it's very simple. There are 3 major resources: commander credits, dark energy, dark matter. Very simple, but it gets so involved later down the road as you rank up. And when you get past rank 20, that's when you really jump into the weeds and everything in the thick of it with the base building and everything else. So, but we've really built this so that a new player, okay, because we want new players. We want people who have never played RTS to feel comfortable, to jump into it and be like, hey, I'm getting the hang of this. I like it. And they have an opportunity to grow in their skills and in their understanding of the game as they go. And so that's why we're keeping it simple, but the ceiling is very, 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 very high, okay? As far as for you guys who are like RTS players, very skilled players like Tracy, Extreme, Zig Zauer, those guys, they're going to fly through the first rank, through the first bit of ranks probably and get right to it. But it allows for the new player and the experienced player to kind of go to whatever level they want to go to. And so at the same time, keeping it simple so you can just play and have fun, all right? When you're in a battle, yes, you want to think and do strategy and everything, but you also want to have fun, okay? And that's the balance part. That's also part of the balance when it comes to making an RTS game. So back to you, Extreme.
All right, so back to the special abilities. They need to be balanced as well, but we are always welcoming new ideas. Special abilities. Well, some examples are, for example, this guy can cloak. We would love to see that in the game. It needs some proper testing, obviously. This guy could actually see him, so we need a counter to that. This guy can actually lock down. If you want to remove the detection, well, he's locked down, but another guy can still detect. You can even do this. Using a flare, it's blind now. And if you want them to be released again, we even got restoration. Now they both are able to detect this ghost again. Lockdown is a special ability that might pop up again, but then on several units, maybe we'll use something different for the infantry. We do not know yet. It needs testing and balancing, but I'll leave that in the department of FATSQUATCH. So if you have any idea of a special ability that, for example, is not in StarCraft or any other real-time strategy game that we are looking at right now, if you have suggestions, I welcome you to leave those suggestions in the official Discord of Infinite Control. And who knows? Maybe it will be used in the game. But it will take time, obviously. We need to have the vanilla balance fixed first, and then we'll continue to the special abilities. I think one of them will be just using EMP. That would be this guy. Although this EMP works differently than the one in the game that we are designing. The EMP that we are going to use will be similar to this guy's lockdown, so that the unit cannot move anymore, not shoot anymore. And this is temporary. And well, I hope the players will enjoy doing these kind of shenanigans to the enemy. Well, if you have any questions about the special abilities, go ahead and ask.
Yeah, and if we want to hear from you guys, so obviously if you're in the chat and you want to chime in, we'd love to hear what are some ideas you have, right, about special abilities for units. You can say them now. We'd love to hear it. Also, you can leave them in the actual comments of this stream video and recording video, and then also obviously Discord is the great place to do it because we'll see that right away as well. But yeah, what are some cool things you guys want to see? Again, he is actually playing StarCraft, and he's showing examples of unit abilities in StarCraft. And yes, we're RTS players, Extreme Eye, and there's several other gamers that are on our advisory board, our executive board, and they're the ones, they've been chiming in and giving us all kinds of feedback as well. But we are looking at a bunch of different RTS games, the genre of RTS, because we want to pull the best pieces and elements, and we want to make an awesome game for you guys. And that's what we're doing. And so that's why we love that feedback. You guys just let us know, what do you think? And again, you can say that in Discord or tell us in the chat. We'd love to have that conversation with you. But that's what this is about. Awesome. Look at that.
I'm just having fun. I'm playing like a noob right now. But,
yeah. It's okay. Yeah, okay. But yeah, sweet. Is there anything else you would like to say about the special abilities?
Well, I think I already said it all. What I can tell right now. It's up to the game designers, official designers, editors that make the proper special abilities, so to speak. But I'll be keeping an eye on it, and if it comes to balance, then I got some ideas about some special abilities to balance them properly, because really in StarCraft, some special abilities are really overpowered. For example, lockdown. Difference between this special ability and the one in Infinity Control would be I got various units over here. The tank is more expensive than the Goliaths. If I lock down them both, they will be locked down in the same time. So if it takes a minute for the siege tank, it will take a minute for the Goliath, and that's actually not balanced, if you ask me. If you lock down a smaller unit, it should take longer for that unit to return to the field, in my opinion. So they need to balance that properly. So it will be a EMP will be actually in damage. You can upgrade it as well in the game, make it stronger if you will, or weaker, and it will cost, and then it will have an effect on the enemy unit for the time being. That's how I see it.
Yeah, no,
Damn,
that's
those
good.
guardians
No,
are
that's
annoying.
no, I like the direction you're going with that. Very cool.
So
Well-
that's at least how I want to balance the special abilities. For example, Stim as well. Stim has the same effect on the Marine than it has on the Firebed, but they're all dead at the moment. Wait,
Right,
I've got one
right.
here. They deal different types of damage. That's all okay, but the cost of life and the duration actually for these two is balanced in this regard. But obviously it will be well, we need to keep an eye on it in the in Infinity Control. Okay, I'm losing heart here now.
All right.
Okay, let's.
Next up, guys, splash damage. That's next on our list. So let's take a look at that. And it's actually a big deal. It's a really big deal because that really has a lot to do with like the impact your units have on the units around the unit you're attacking, if that makes sense. For those of you who are kind of new to that term, and I'll let Extreme talk a little bit more. Explain that to the new, like the viewers who don't know what that means. Extreme.
All right. So splash damage is one of the first special abilities. I'll slow this down. First special abilities that are actually, it's a vanilla special ability, but means that a unit that does splash damage always does splash damage. It's part of the weapon. The Arclight shock cannon from the siege tank, for example, does splash damage. If I blast this medic here, it gets healed, but this medic tried to heal this little medic as well. She got damaged as well. If he shoots again, please shoot again. Thank you. So you can see that she got damage as well. Now then, what does that mean for the game? The balance can be screwed up pretty damn badly because most designers in the past had to do a lot of testing to see if the splash damage was not overkill. All these tanks do splash damage, so eventually you got overkill on any unit that is in the radius. Now, this guy doesn't sound much at the moment, but that's okay. But let's just say this is not the worst type of splash damage. It does damage on the friendly units, it does damage on the enemy units. Another race has the Reaver, they only damage the enemy units, but it's really a lot of damage. And the thing is, if you hit one unit, you can actually hit 10 units with this Arclight cannon, and they all take damage. The further away you are from the center of the explosion, the less damage they take. However, if the enemy has a really large group, the damage surely will surpass what the balance had in mind. For example, you have like 12 tanks, but actually if you play the single player game, you quickly discover this guy is overpowered. It's really just because of the attack range and the splash damage. Nothing gets in and nothing survives even when they run towards a threshold of tanks. So we are dealing with a threshold here, and the threshold is due to the fact that it was not designed that way. So how to counter that? Well, I had in mind to have a limit to the number of units you can actually deal splash on. Then you hit the maximum damage in total. and then you'll be just dealing less and less damage per unit per attack. So they will be more and more expensive if you upgrade their splash radius. That's a thing, you can upgrade their splash radius, but then they will be dealing less and less damage once they hit a number of units. So the total damage will remain the same. They will be balanced on the total damage, so they will never ever do overkill unless you got a lot of those together. But then, well, you need to spend really a lot of resources on that. So overkill will not be an issue in our game in Infinity Control. We still need to test it though, but I have good hopes. Now, what is a overkill with splash damage? I'll give you an example. Let's use these guys. Now I'm going to be a very bad person. Let's see, do we have something to kill with them? It's just, he has a lot of anti-air. Oh wait, there he is. He's right around the corner. Alright, so let's say I'm going to use a huge area of splash on my own. Just going to... Okay, he's taking a lot of damage from this. This is not a good example though. I was hoping for a lot of drones. Oh, there we are. This gas cloud deals splash damage. Unfortunately, they die. That's okay. In the original game, in multiplayer, I used that gas and I went on the stack of SCV and I used splash damage like that. And you could actually literally kill 200 units at the same time within a few seconds. That's how powerful that attack is, but you need to have the right situation. I cannot show you the right situation because I'm playing against an AI. The AI actually thinks about it. I got another unit, also deals splash damage. Ridiculous. The Valkyrie, if you have only one, it doesn't do much, but splash damage. I hope he stacks his air units, for crying out loud. Oh, you.
Right.
Yeah, I should have made a map in editor. Oh well. Let's
That's
just say
okay.
there are, these can only attack air. So if I attack like 1 unit or 1000 units stacked in the air, they die just as fast. That's what Splash does in old real-time strategy games. Doesn't matter which game you use, they all die super fast. So I kind of said there's a maximum of number of units, and that's about it. So
yeah, so
the
I mean,
siege tank is actually more limited because units have a collision size from this little stack. If I remove the medics, go away, and I'll just put them together, and I'll tag ones in the center. Then this is the damage. Look at this. This is ridiculous. That's a lot of damage. It's unfortunate, but well, that's about splash damage.
nice. Guys, what if you want, we got just a few more minutes left. We definitely want you guys to give us feedback, okay? Again, if you're brand new to RTS and this is like, you're just checking it out, welcome. We're glad you're here. This is a nice, safe place for you to hang out with us on the weekend Warzone. Come talk to us about RTS. If you got games out there that you're like, man, I really like this game, it's really cool, let us know about it. We'll take a look at it. Maybe we'll feature it and spotlight it and talk about some elements in it. And but the whole goal, guys, is really to connect, bring the RTS community together. I don't care if you're playing just Art of War 3 or if you're playing StarCraft or you're playing, Command and Conquer, or you're playing the new, what is it? There's a lot of new ones. I think I just learned about one called, I believe it's called Zero Space. That looks pretty cool. And there's also Stormgate. There's a bunch of new ones coming out this year. So yeah, let us know. We want to talk about it. Obviously, we're talking about the new game as well that we're making. FATSQUATCH Game Studio is making a brand new RTS mobile game, but we want to talk about other games too because it's about the RTS community. And hopefully from that, we can also get ideas and what we can put together in this new game for you guys, so you guys have a game that you will enjoy on your mobile device. Okay? Sweet. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. Don't forget to smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, Extreme, for being with us today and spotlighting the StarCraft and talking about.
Before you go, I think people should sing a song for you because it's your birthday.
Oh no!
Yes, there we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear FATSQUATCH. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for that. Wow. That was so nice of you. Jeez. Yep. It is my birthday. I'm 1 year older, guys. But I'm excited about this new year coming up. I'm really excited. There's a lot of fun stuff happening. And the game is obviously going to be sweet. It's going to be fun. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you, Extreme. Well, guys, you guys are all amazing, and I appreciate you being here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I hope it was what you hoped for. And, you know, like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do these. We're going to talk about the new game. We're going to release more and more pieces of the lore, of the story of the new game. We're going to talk more about the updates on the new game, screens, things like that. And as we progress, as we make progress, and we get into actually the gameplay, and then, you know, we test and things like that, you guys will hear it from us from here on the Weekend Warzone streams, okay? So bring yourselves, bring your friends, bring those who might be interested. If you know people like, you know, other musicians and people that make music, we're definitely looking for more of those folks. Yeah, so thank you so much for being here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome rest of your weekend and the rest of this upcoming week. We'll see you next Saturday for some more Weekend Warzone, and next Saturday we'll be playing Art of War 3, hanging out, having fun with that community. Yeah, so definitely we'll see you next time. All right, guys? Thank you so much. All right.